Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc, and on this channel we dive deep into the intriguing world of narcissism. I'll often use public figures as examples to illustrate how these behaviors can manifest in real life. If this sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe. I should mention, everything I say is in my opinion, and any theories or hypotheticals that I come up with, these are all allegedly. So let's get into the topic of this video. Also, I apologize if my voice sounds off. My throat does feel a little weird, but yeah, let's get into it. I wanted to talk about this recently released article. It was released today, actually. Meghan Markle plans big comeback as Duchess no longer cares about what people think. Meghan Markle no longer cares what people think and has big plans for the future, says a source. Before we begin the article, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why a narcissist would say that they don't care what people think. And in my opinion, I am alleging that potentially Meghan Markle is a narcissist. Also, I've had experience with narcissists. This statement usually comes after they've been wounded or they are hearing negative things about themselves. Okay, so let's get into those reasons. The first reason is that it's a defense mechanism, so they may use this statement as a way to shield themselves from perceived criticism or rejection, creating an image of confidence to protect their fragile self-esteem. I think this is a large part of it, and it's actually in direct opposition to her claims that she never checks what is said about her on the internet or in tabloids or in magazines. I believe she actually very deeply cares what other people say and think about her. And you can see this in how quickly there's a response when something negative comes out about her. Literally within a day, there is information that contradicts the negative information. The second reason is that it's a manipulation. This assertion can be a tactic to control the narrative and garner sympathy, suggesting they are above societal norms or expectations, which may also serve to diminish others' opinions of them. So this does put them in this victim mentality, right? Like, people have been saying really bad things about me, but I am rising above it. I do not care what they have to say. And actually, it does have this air of empowerment to it, to this false empowerment. I'm going to rise above what people say. I no longer care what people say. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's a pretty arrogant thing to say now that I think about it. And finally, a fear of vulnerability. By claiming indifference, they avoid confronting their deeper insecurities. Admitting that they care about others' opinions might expose vulnerabilities they hide to prefer. And I think this one is also a major part of the reason she would make this statement. Okay, let's get into the article. Meghan Markle is planning on a big comeback, and her recent appearance is proof of that, a source has claimed. The Duchess of Sussex turned heads after she stepped out in a bright red dress last weekend to attend a children's hospital gala in LA. Meghan's striking appearance was a contrast to how she used to dress up when she was still a working royal before her and Prince Harry's move to the US in 2020. False. Her striking appearance, that's in question. Secondly, she chose to dress up that way with the royal family because things that I've seen and heard about Queen Elizabeth is that she wanted the royals to wear bright colors so that they stand out in the crowd, because people have come from far locations to see them, and she wanted to make sure that they would stand out. So I don't buy that she was told to wear muted colors. I don't believe that for a second. Now, a source claimed that her bold looks are part of the Duchess's big comeback as she aims to take on Hollywood yet again and doesn't care what people think. I want to mention that there is this narrative that comes around that she wants to reinvent herself. You don't need to reinvent yourself if you figure out what the issue is in the first place, right? Do some self-reflection, figure out what it is that people have been criticizing you for, and fix those things. If you fix those things, you don't need to come up with a whole new brand or a whole new identity. The article continues. They told OK Magazine, before she met Harry, she would always wear eye-catching outfits like that on the red carpet and would love the attention they would bring. So let's look at a couple of pictures of her on the red carpet prior to meeting Prince Harry. I see a lot of muted tones, and I don't really see eye-catching outfits. I don't see that, to be quite honest. I feel like her style is very much the same now. And like maybe the outfits are not the same, but fashion has changed. But I think she wears comparable styles. I don't think there's any difference between what she wore before meeting Prince Harry, being part of the royal family, and also since 2020. It all looks the same to me. The article continues. She has admitted herself that once she became a royal, she really had to tone down her wardrobe and make more conservative choices, as well as claiming she wasn't allowed to wear a lot of color. They said since leaving, she has slowly been getting more daring with her choices, and this appearance proved that she is finally free of her royal era and doesn't want to be associated with that part of her life anymore. Okay, I have a lot to say about this. She always wore muted colors, always. And perhaps there were some rules that she would follow when she was part of the royal family, but keep in mind that most of these are not royal family rules, but they're cultural traditional rules, right? And excuse me if I get this wrong, and please correct me in the comments if I get this wrong, but there's a certain type of outfit you're supposed to wear for tea versus lunch versus dinner. These are tradition. It's not just something that the royal family enforces. Okay, next thing I want to say. Why does she want to be free of her royal era? And not just free, but finally free. Like, I've been waiting to be free of this. Please tell me how. It's been like such an oppressive thing for you. And I mean, I don't see that she really had that much limitations put on her. The Queen was actually very lenient with her. Yeah, and also to say that she wants to be free of her royal era is a figurative slap in the face to Harry, because Harry will never be free of his royal era. He is a royal. He was born into the family. He is King Charles and Princess Diana's son. Now, whether or not you believe he's blood related to King Charles doesn't matter. King Charles raised him. That is his father. So, yeah, I don't like any of what's said in this section of the article. The article continues. Both she and Harry are pursuing their own career goals, and Meghan has decided that when she's doing solo events, she's going to be the star of the show. Please tell me when she hasn't attempted to be the star of the show. She's always tried to outshine her husband. Always. Every single event. Just go watch. She never lets him take the spotlight. Even in the beginning, she didn't. Okay, so it continues. She has lots of exciting projects coming up, including the launch of her new Netflix cooking show, and this is just the start of her fun and sexy new look. Okay, all right, so the article continues. They claim that Meghan's time in the royal family made her sad and anxious, even feeling like she lost a part of herself but is now getting it all back. Okay, in no way do I want to diminish from other people's reality of what happened, and a lot of what is being said here is perception. She believes she lost a part of herself, and that's perception. But in my opinion, she was given many opportunities, and she chose not to proceed with those opportunities. She took one of the greatest gifts that could be given to someone, the greatest platform that could be given to someone, and she ruined it. The article continues. They explain she doesn't care what people think. She spent so long worrying about whether she was wearing the right outfit and if it was appropriate, and now she just wants to be herself. Meghan has no plans to even go back to being a royal, and this dress shows that she's distancing herself from them and everything she used to be. Okay, question 1. How does this dress show that she's distancing herself from them and everything she used to be? I don't understand how wearing a singular dress is creating that statement. It doesn't make any sense. Unless you want to say that what she is wearing is completely unroyal, which, I don't know, if someone came to me and said, wow, your outfit is completely unroyal, I would take that as an insult, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The next part of this that I want to talk about is that she just wants to be herself, or she wants to go back to being herself. This is a manipulative statement because it implies that there is pressure put on her to be someone other than herself. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why a narcissist may say this. And I mean, it just, sometimes when I hear statements like this, it flares. I mean, I don't want to say that it triggers me, right? Because that's not really the word I want to use. It's just I can tell when I'm being manipulated because I was manipulated for so long as a child, as a young adult, and as an adult, that I feel it in my body when it just doesn't ring true. Okay, let's go through those reasons. The first is reverting to familiar patterns. So they might be indicating a return to their usual behaviors, which may include self-centeredness or manipulativeness, especially after feeling pressured to conform or change. Oh my gosh, how much have I heard this? How I have heard this so many times. It's an excuse to bring back their previous bad behavior, even though it was always there, but it justifies when they start having those behaviors again. Next, they're rejecting accountability. This statement can reflect a refusal to take responsibility for their actions or the impact they have on others, suggesting they prioritize their own desires over any need for growth or consideration. Tell me that you all see this too, right? When you hear that statement and you see this explanation, like, it's clear as day to me. And finally, they're seeking validation. It may be a way to elicit sympathy or support from others, framing their self-centered behavior as authentic or necessary for their happiness. So I'm curious to know what you all think. Does anything I've said here ring true for you? Please leave it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It goes a long way for the algorithm. It pushes my videos out there. I'm almost at 500 subscribers now. It's so exciting. And I think I've said before, I can't wait till the day that I have enough subscribers that I can do a live and interact with all of you in real time. It's so exciting. Okay, well, I thank you all for the support. I thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye.